Okay, Johnny, you started the season how you finished last year. What's been the difference in form?
A few bits and pieces really. I got my driving sorted out. Middle of last year was a bit of a breakthrough time for me. Started getting podiums regularly, which was great. We switched teams to Blink over the winter, which has been very good for me. I've learnt a lot coming here, and yeah, just been chipping away at little details really.
All right, well, John, good luck today and hope to see you on the top step of the podium again. And with that, we'll hand you over to all the action with Andy McEwan.
Well, it is Joe Wiggin who's on pole position for our first race here today, with John Langridge alongside. Blackwell Chambers, the points leader, is third, alongside Ollie Allwood. Then it's Jack Brewer and Steve Foden, with Marcus Bailey and Jason Graytrek sharing the fourth row, ahead of Adam Bessel and Richard Baxter. Adam Craig and Seb Fisher are next, then Jack Moody and Martin Tolley. Lewis Cannon and Matt Pollard round out the eighth row of the grid, with David Waters, Bryn Griffiths, Callum Graytrex and Stuart Simmons at the back of the top 20. 30 cars on the grid then for race 1A of the weekend. This is the race that the big points will be scored in. Speaking of which, Will Blackwell Chambers arrives here at Snetterton 22 points clear of John Langridge in the championship, but does start behind him on the grid for this first race of the weekend. It's crucial that John tries to beat the blue number 1 car in this race. Let's see what happens. The lights go out, away we go. On board with Steve Foden for the start, who goes to the outside line. In fact, no, he's in the middle, because to the left is Jason Graytrex, and there is at least one, maybe 2 cars to our right as well, so this could get very messy indeed into the first corner. Jason Graytrex charging around the outside of everybody, making up several positions into riches on the opening lap. Are they all going to get through safely? I think so, with Joe Wiggin from pole position leading the way. But look at this, Will Blackwell Chambers is ahead of John Langridge already. So John Langridge had the advantage on the grid of 1 position higher, second for him, third for Blackwell Chambers. But they are the other way round now after the first couple of corners on this opening lap. So Langridge with work to be done here. But Blackwell Chambers has proven to be extremely difficult to beat so far in 2019, and I don't anticipate Snetterton will be any different at all. So Wiggin leads the way, Blackwell Chambers second, Langridge third, Allwood is fourth, and Jack Brewer is fifth ahead of Jason Graytrex. So Graytrex has gained 2 positions from his 8th place starting position. Then it's Marcus Bailey next up, I think, in the 54 car, as the enormous field of identical Mark 1 Mazda MX-5s rounds Agostini for the first time of asking. That makes its way towards Hamilton. Remember, the bottom 5 finishers in this race will be relegated to the B grid for race 2. So it's vital for those at the back of the field to try and make progress, as well as those right at the front in the thick of the championship battle. So leaders out of Oggies, through Williams, and then onto the back straight, where the slipstream will start to take effect and bunch the entire field together. There goes Steve Foden. We're on board with Steve now, in fact, in the number 77 car, trying to make ground, but as soon as you pull out of that slipstream, you hit a wall of air and you just go nowhere. And the Rob Boston Racing prepared number 77 car, unfortunately not really able to make the most of his good run onto the back straight. He's chasing down Martin Tolley, and then in front of him Marcus Bailey, the 54, with Adam Bessel now ahead of him. So Bessel in the white and blue car has made some ground up there. Adam Bessel got his first victory last time out at Anglesey and followed it up with added up to his points tally with 2 second place finishes as well. So Bessel's had a really solid weekend at Anglesey and is continuing decent pace here at Snetterton as well. But the lead group as close as you would expect around this very high speed circuit, where the slipstream or first finish of the year, if you see what I mean. Through we go on to the last lap then, top 2 getting away now from this 3-way fight for third, which really is where all the attention's going to be, I think, as we go on to the last lap of the race, because the championship leader Will Blackwell Chambers is right in the thick of it and in danger potentially of losing this 4th place again that he's just retaken. Ollie Allwood is looking, couldn't get to the inside of the hairpin, goes to the outside instead. No mistake coming from Blackwell Chambers on this occasion. It is a rare thing indeed to see Will Blackwell Chambers make an error like that, and at a costly time as well. The one good thing for Will is that it doesn't look as though Langridge is going to be able to take the victory here. Joe Wiggin is now pulling away at the head of the field. I think once Langridge saw what was going on behind him, John has maybe decided to take 2nd place, discretion being the better part of valour. Look at this for 4th place though, Blackwell Chambers having to get his elbows out now. Ollie Allwood all over him as they turn through the left-hander at Agostini. Allwood had a 4th place finish last time out at Anglesey, which I think I'm right in saying was his best finish of the year so far. So he's on a roll, and he's looking to the inside of Agostini as well, at Oggie, sorry. but he wasn't really quite close enough, and no, Blackwell Chambers hangs on again. So this is fabulous racing between the two of them. They're allowing Jack Brewer to escape there. Now, Jack Brewer had his first podium last time out as well in race 3 at Anglesey, so he and Ollie Allwood, two drivers who are very much coming into their own now in this second half of the season, or as we go into the second half of the season this weekend, this marking the first race of the second half of 2019. We've had 12 races so far, 12 more to go, including this one. It's taken half the season then for this man, Joe Wiggin, in the McIntyre racing car to get his first victory, but it does look now as though it's going to happen. Comes out of Corham Corner, into Corham Corner, just 2 corners from home now, and Joe Wiggin has pulled clear of John Langridge. It's probably too late for Joe to mount a realistic championship challenge, but if he can rack up a few more race wins, it will do him no harm at all, and he is finally going to do it in his first season of trying. Joe Wiggin is a winner in the BRSCC Mazda MX-5 Championship. He wins race 1A here at Snetterton. The checkered flag is his. John Langridge comes home in second place. Third place for Jack Brewer, and side by side for fourth place is it Ollie Allwood? Can't quite get there. And Will Blackwell Chambers just about hangs on to fourth, and some valuable championship points as well. He will still lose 4 points to John Langridge, so the gap comes down fractionally. More damage could have been done there, that's for sure. Wiggin then is your race winner, takes his first ever victory in the championship and wins it by 1.4 seconds in the end. John Langridge is second, Will Blackwell Chambers only fourth, with Ollie Allwood fifth, then Jason Greatrex, Adam Bessel, Seb Fisher, Steve Foden and Adam Craig to round out the top 10. Martin Tolley just missed out on the top 10, having lost that place to Craig at the end. Marcus Bailey also fell down the order. Lewis Cannon was next, ahead of Jack Moody and Matt Pollard. Charlie Rawls, I mentioned, was a non-finisher. Richard Baxter was disqualified post-race, so they will join the bottom 3 finishers, Fraser Fennick, Adam Sparrow and Clive Chisnall, in the B-grid tomorrow.
Joe, huge congratulations, firstly on coming first in 1A today here at Snetterton, but also you're our 5th different winner this year.
Yeah, firstly I'd just like to say thank you to Eka Trailer, Tucker Motorsport, Declan McDonald and CN Science for all the help they've put to get us to this position. Yeah, it was a great win, really pleased with it. Didn't expect it to be as easy as it was, but we had really good pace in the car, and that's a testament to all the team really. So yeah, really pleased and hopefully push on for 2 more.
Well, they start this one the order in which they finished the previous race, so it's Wiggin and Langridge on the front row together. Wiggin looking for his second victory. Jack Brewer and Will Blackwell Chambers are next, ahead of Ollie Allwood and Jason Greatrex. Then Seb Fisher and Adam Bessel share row 4, with Steve Foden and Adam Craig on the 5th row together. Martin Tolley and Marcus Bailey are next, ahead of Lewis Cannon and Jack Moody. Then Matt Pollard and Stuart Simmons, with David Waters, Ben Hansey, Ollie Graham and Callum Greatrex rounding out the top 20. Bryn Griffiths is 21st, with Charles Mugglestone joining him on the 11th row. Michael Nibbs and Adrian Berger next, ahead of Will Hayden. Then the winner of our first B race, Richard Wotton, ahead of Owen Mills, Ollie Jenkins, Tim Dorr and Graham Rumsey, all of whom were promoted for finishing top 5 in the first B race. Very warm conditions, hot action expected on the track as well, as Joe Wiggin goes for 2 from 2 here. Can he double up his victories as soon as he's got his first race win yesterday? Will Langridge be able to take more points out of Blackwell Chambers? All of those questions and more set to be answered as the lights go out. We're away and racing for 20 minutes of Mazda MX-5 Championship action in race 2A of the weekend, and it's Wiggin with a good start. Langridge is not away well, but look at Blackwell Chambers. Blackwell Chambers has been sucked right back into the pack. He's down in about 8th position or so. The blue and white striped car in the middle of the pack. A disastrous start for him, but Langridge did not fare much better from that, in fairness, so not too much damage potentially done. The trouble is that puts Blackwell Chambers right in the hornet's nest now, where things can go wrong. Brewer has gone into second, Jason Greatrex is third, and Langridge appears to be 4th position as they come through the hairpin for the first time, so both of the top 2 in the championship losing ground off the line. Bessel 5th, 6th is Allwood, and Seb Fisher up the inside of Blackwell Chambers now for 7th. Will Blackwell Chambers all the way down to 8th position after the opening exchanges. Steve Foden there will try and add further misery now to Blackwell Chambers if he gets the chance, but he's not quite close enough into the hairpin. Seb Fisher locking up in front of us. This is the risk for Blackwell Chambers. He's back in the pack now. He's had 1 non-finish already this year. He can't really afford another one. Will Hayden's on the grass, meanwhile the AB Motorsport car had been making some good progress. There's a big sideways moment, styles it out though, and rejoins not quite at the back of the field. I think that's Graham Rumsey who is just behind him. Yes, it is, going up the inside in fact through Hamilton, and I don't think he's quite going to make the move stick into Oggies. Meanwhile, it's going up a little bit further up the road as the leaders turn through the right-hander at Williams. James going on the attack again, 1 or 2 side-by-side battles a bit further back as well. car on the grass there, rejoins in bouncy fashion. That's Oliver Graham in the blue number 24 car. And that'll cost him lots of momentum and several positions as they go down the Bentley straight for the first time of asking. Leaders then at the complex, and Langridge going for third up the inside of Greytrex. That was an important move. Langridge needs to make hay now whilst the sun shines, and off goes Adam Bessel. Adam Bessel throws away a top 5 position, and he will rejoin just behind Ollie Allwood. Crucially still ahead of Seb Fisher and Will Blackwell Chambers. How much longer though? Fisher's had better momentum out of the bomb hole, can't get to the inside though, and so Bessel should hang on. But yeah, this is crucial now for John Langridge to try and make hay whilst Blackwell Chambers is struggling. This is his opportunity maybe to take some big points out of him. Through the final turn there is Blackwell Chambers, and what on earth happened there at the start? Did he just bog down? Was there contact into the first corner? Whatever it was, it's cost him, look, because there go the leaders, and he will cross the line in 8th position, but crucially quite a long way behind the leading 2 or 3 cars, which include his big rival John Langridge. Actually, if Wigan were to win this race again, and Chambers were to fall back in the top 10, Joe Wigan might start to play into the championship equation as well. On board with John Langridge, making another move now at the inside of Jack Brewer. Langridge prizes the door open. There's not quite any contact on the way in. There's a bit of wheel banging on the way out as Langridge just shows him the edge of the road. Not quite forceful enough in the end, because Brewer's back up the inside into Palmer, and will show equally little room for Langridge on the way into the corner. Sort of work there. Langridge has closed through the next sequence of corners though, so he's not going away anytime soon, is he? He's going to keep this pressure onto the flag. Blackwell Chambers still 5th, by the way, but defending busily from Jason Greytrex. So we're going to see that battle continue, I think, to the flag too. We're not likely to see a fight for the race lead, because Joe Wiggin is further extending his margin now. And the man who arrived here 6th in the championship, well, his victory in the previous race moved him into 5th ahead of Ollie Allwood, and actually moved him ahead of Ben Short as well, who is not here. So Joe Wiggin, as we go on to the final lap of race number 2 of the weekend, is already 4th in points, having arrived here 6th. This result might be enough to move him ahead of Adam Bessel into 3rd, so it looks really good here for Wiggin to at least move himself into the top 3 in the championship at Snetterton. Will he be able, realistically though, to pull back enough points to challenge for the championship? Unlikely, you have to say, but with still just half the season to go, you can't count any chickens just yet. The way in which he's driving this weekend, he's going to be tough to beat, so maybe a hat-trick of race victories might yet be possible. No one has yet done that this year. They've done it in the past, not yet in 2019. Has one driver won all 3 races in a weekend? 8 races anyway, that is. And Wiggin, whilst he's far from achieved it himself just yet, he is at least on course for 2 out of 2. With one more race to go, he's looking tough to beat. John Langridge, though, is not particularly concerned about what Joe Wiggin's doing right now. He's more concerned about what Ollie Allwood is doing behind him, because Allwood in the AB Motorsport number 63 car is really starting to turn up the heat now. Langridge can't really afford to lose this 3rd position. Likewise, doesn't want to get nerfed off the road trying to defend it, so box clever again here, Langridge. Brewer is escaping up the road, so there's no real point in chasing after him. As they go back onto the back straight again, Langridge will still be comfortable in the knowledge that he's taking some points out of his big rival. Not as many as he might have hoped though, although look in the background, the red car in 5th position is Jason Greytrex. He's back ahead of Blackwell Chambers now, so Chambers back down into 6th position. Allwood trying to take 3rd place away from Langridge, but can't do it into the complex. So Blackwell Chambers then at this rate will lose 4 points. He loses 6 points now to John Langridge. So the gap will have been halved, essentially. More than halved. No, it will have been halved, more or less, this in the first 2 races alone this weekend. Langridge doing a really good job. Joe Wiggin, though, doing an even better job, because he is about to become a double race winner in the Mazda MX-5 Championship as he really starts to find his form in the middle part of the year. Joe Wiggin wins at Snetterton for the 2nd time. Jack Brewer is back on the podium, but really got caught by Langridge in the final few corners. Langridge 3rd, Allwood 4th. Greytrex will just hang on to 5th. And crucially, that means that Will Blackwell Chambers is only 6th. Now that will become one of his dropped scores, so not quite as much damage done as you might have thought. Confirmation then of the result, with the victory going the way of Joe Wiggin, Jack Brewer second, Langridge third, then Allwood, Greatrex and Blackwell Chambers. Steve Foden was seventh, Seb Fisher with eighth, Adam Bessel ninth and Adam Craig 10th. Marcus Bailey, Martin Tolley, Matt Pollard, Ben Hansey and Lewis Cannon just outside the top five. There were no non-finishers in that race, so it's the bottom five finishers that get relegated, and they are Bryn Griffiths, Tim Dorr, Ollie Jenkins, Owen Mills and Graham Rumsey, who will head into the B group for race 3.
All right, Jack, started third, finished second. How was that for you today?
Well, I'm going north, that's the main thing. Great race. Credit to John, he drove fantastically and we had a mega clean battle all the way through. The car felt amazing, the car was real good, and I was just so happy. It was a great race. Tucker Motorsport done fantastic, and thank you again to all my sponsors for just being there supporting me throughout the entire season, really.
Third and final race is about to get underway here at Snetterton, and it is John Langridge's last chance to be able to claw back some much needed points to get ahead of Will in this championship. Now Will started 6th, John is starting 3rd, we have Jack Brewer, bless him, is starting 2nd, he is desperate to get on pole, so Joe Wiggins is going to have to watch out. So we're going to hand it straight over to Andy to run you through all of the action.
Thanks, Lyndsay. Well, arguably, if anyone can beat Wiggin today, it may well be Jack Brewer, who starts alongside him on the front row. Langridge and Allwood are on row 2, with Jason Greatrex and Will Blackwell Chambers next. Keen to make progress too, I'm sure. Steve Foden and Seb Fisher are on the 4th row, Adam Bessel and Adam Craig on row 5. Marcus Bailey, Martin Tolley are next, then Matt Pollard and Ben Hansey and the rest. At the back of the grid, Charlie Rawls won the B race earlier on, so he, Fraser Fennick, Clive Chisnall, Stuart Ross French and Adam Sparrow will all make their way through onto the back of the A grid this time. So for the final race of the weekend, they have managed to progress and there are no relegation spots to worry about in this one. So as high up the order as they can get will be the target. So Joe Wiggin on pole position. It's not going to be easy to beat in this race, and if no one can beat him, he'll become the first person this year to win all 3 races in a weekend. There's 20 minutes of hard-fought action separating him from that accolade, though. The lights have gone off. They're off towards the first corner, and Jack Brewer's got his nose in front, looking. The yellow and red car on the outside line turns into the first corner, and I think he might just be able to go toe-to-toe with Wiggin down to the second corner at Wilson. Hasn't been able to go through, though. That's the question. Let's check in with the leaders when they arrive at the braking zone. This could get very lively indeed. Into the Wilson hairpin. No, it's still Wiggin on the inside, and Brewer's got to be careful not to get hung out to dry. Allwood's into 3rd ahead of Langridge. Everyone else safely through. So far, so good. Couple on the dirt further up the order, but everyone's still there. And Will Blackwell Chambers has made a good start too. Crucially, he's leapfrogged Jason Greatrex, and I think he's on the tail then of John Langridge. Yes, he is. Langridge 4th and Blackwell Chambers 5th. So immediately, Will Blackwell Chambers looking a lot racier in this race than he has done really at any point so far this weekend. So Wiggin leads the way, Brewer 2nd, Allwood 3rd, Langridge 4th, 5th is Blackwell Chambers, 6th Greatrex, 7th Ben Hansey. I think Steve Foden was coming through into 8th position. So Hayden on the outside line. Again, a couple of them just drift a bit wide. We're on board with Clive Chisnall now, who was 3rd in our second B race, the BC Cars Motorsport machine. Therefore starting 28th on the grid for this one, but already I think has moved forward a couple of spots. Chisnall, one of those drivers who regularly we see flitting between the A and B grids, but when he's in the B grids, you know that he's on for a good result usually. It's not usually that long before he's back onto the tail of one of these A grids as well. So Clive Chisnall, very experienced driver in this championship, and will be looking to try and use some of that experience to get himself up towards the top 20. Richard Wotton there, the number 3 car, is his next target, and move should be made as they go down the Bentley Straight. So the leaders turn into Brundle and Nelson then for the first time. Seb Fisher there at the inside of Ben Hansey. Lots of great battles going on further down the order. Jack Moody there, the black car, is making good progress as well. Jack Moody started 19th. I'm pretty sure he's further up the order than that now. He said that the top 19, or the entire field basically, are nose to tails. And sometimes drivers can look like they're a bit closer to the front than they actually are, because everyone is within inches of each other, but nobody can go with Joe Wiggin. Again, he's starting to pull away, and Jack Brewer feeling the heat now from Ollie Allwood behind him, and then right behind him, well, everybody else really, John Langridge, and there, Will Blackwell Chambers. So the top 2 in the championship are right back together again. Blackwell Chambers' first 2 results of the weekend so far have not been ideal. The most recent one, that 6th place in the previous race, became a dropped score. Joe Wiggin definitely seems to feel at home. Anglesey last time out was by far his worst weekend of the season so far. Didn't have a podium, I don't think he had a top 5 all weekend, and in fact found himself down in the B grid at one point, so Joe Wiggin definitely will be happy to have bounced back from that. He looks good now to become the first 3-time winner this year, 3 times in the same weekend that is. Blackwell Chambers and John Langridge both won more than 3 races. Blackwell Chambers 5 times winner, Langridge 3 times winner, but more consistent to the 2 at the moment. Can he turn this 3rd place into a 2nd place, because he's right behind Jack Brewer. He's under no pressure from Ollie Allwood behind him. If there's half a chance, you have to imagine Langridge will go for it. But can he go for it? Can he dare to take a step out and risk making contact, or risk Jack Brewer maybe getting a bit feisty in his defence? Brewer, we know, is not going to open the door for him and let him through, and we've seen him defend pretty heavily so far this weekend. Again, nothing wrong with that, but it's just a risk that Langridge doesn't necessarily want to be taking, especially if he's done the maths and realised that actually the points margin between himself and Blackwell Chambers will have come right down now this weekend. Maybe he'll decide that 3rd place is enough. Let's see. He might not have any choice in the matter, actually. He's dropped back a bit over the first half of this lap. He's not really close enough to mount a serious challenge down the back straight. Look at the real estate that's opened up between the 2 of them. Likewise behind, Blackwell Chambers not really close enough to Ollie Allwood to challenge. No one is challenging this man though, the number 41 Mac Attack racing machine of Joe Wiggin. It is rare these days to see the same driver win all 3 races in a weekend in the Mazda MX-5 Championship. It's been a while since it's been done. It was probably Will Blackwell Chambers who did it last, but Joe Wiggin is now about to come into the final corner of the final A race of the weekend. Once he negotiates that left-hander at Murray's, which he does now, he will see the checkered flag and become a 3-time winner here at Snetterton. 3 wins from 3, his first 3 race victories of his career in the MX-5 Championship, and what a way to do it. Dominant performance here this weekend for Joe Wiggin, and he takes all 3 A-race victories. Jack Brewer comes home in 2nd place, John Langridge is 3rd, Ollie Allwood 4th, and Blackwell Chambers 5th, so it will be 6 points that separate them as we head to Alton Park next time out. Wiggin then wins it by 5.6 seconds. That was his most dominant victory so far, with 2nd place going to Brewer and 3rd Langridge Allwood, and Blackwell Chambers round out the top 5 ahead of Jason Greytrex, the leading Masters contender. Adam Bessel, Steve Foden, Martin Tolley and Seb Fisher round out the top 10. The fastest lap went to Joe Wiggin as well, completing a maximum points haul. 3 wins, 3 fastest laps. Joe Wiggin has been utterly unstoppable here at Snetterton. If he keeps that pace up through the rest of the year, he may yet have a say in this championship battle.
Joe, 3 wins, 3 fastest laps. You must not be on cloud 9.
Yeah, really, really over the moon. Just can't thank my stepdad, Declan McDonald, for everything he does. My mum supported me at home. I know she doesn't like coming, but sorry, mum. And Tucker Motorsport, the car was on rails. Felt like a spaceship out there. So now we're really happy and, clean sweep. I'm over the moon.